when legislators who are supposed to write the law and uphold the law are caught doing stuff that's evil and egregious. I don't like it, and I call it out, no matter if they have an R after their name or a DFL. Praying for his family, because this is obviously a tough time for them.
All right, it's being reported that a Republican state lawmaker in Minnesota who recently introduced a bill to create a mental illness category for liberals or anybody else obsessed over Donald Trump was arrested on Tuesday for allegedly soliciting a minor for prostitution. And even though nobody's produced any body camera evidence and Chris Hansen wasn't there to film the whole thing, we're being told that Minnesota Senator Justin Eichorn was arrested and booked on Tuesday. Now, what they're telling us is they believed he was talking to a 16-year-old female, but was instead communicating with detectives from the Bloomington, Minnesota Police Department.
Right now, State Senator Justin Eichorn is in jail awaiting charges, suspected of soliciting a minor for prostitution in a sting operation in Bloomington. 3 hours ago, Eichorn was formally booked into Hennepin County Jail. This comes as lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are calling for him to resign.
40-year-old Justin Eichorn, whose biography on the Minnesota Senate website says he's married with 4 kids, apparently faces felony charges for soliciting a minor to practice prostitution. Booker Hodges of the Bloomington Police Department said in a statement, "As a 40-year-old man, if you come to the Orange Jumpsuit District looking to have sex with someone's child, you can expect that we're going to lock you up." And of course, the Minnesota Senate GOP called for Eichorn to resign, saying the reports were shocking. They say, quote, "Justin has a difficult road ahead and he needs to focus on his family." The Republican Party of Minnesota also called for Eichorn to resign because of the, quote, seriousness of the charges.
It was by 7 o'clock tonight when Eichorn had been transported and booked into the Hennepin County Jail without any option to post bail. And while he's not facing formal charges yet, the alleged crime rocking the state capitol.
Only Carol Levin was there Tuesday when State Senator Justin Eichorn was transported from the Bloomington to Hennepin County Jail, arrested yesterday for allegedly soliciting a minor for prostitution.
2915, I'd like to thank my co-sponsors.
The Republican representing North Central Minnesota for 8 years is also the ranking minority member for the Chamber's Environment, Climate, and Legacy Committee, his chair notably now absent at the Capitol.
We are not in quorum yet.
The party calling on Eichorn to resign, saying in a statement, public trust and accountability must come first. So too is the DFL party, also writing Eichorn is an immediate danger to the public. However, Democratic Senate leader Erin Murphy stopped short of that, who's also resisted calling for the resignation of her own member, Senator Nicole Mitchell, who faces felony burglary charges and is expected to go on trial after this session. As for Eichorn, he's not facing formal charges yet for allegedly communicating with Bloomington police detectives, thinking they were a 16-year-old girl. Scheduling to meet up on Normandale Boulevard near 494. Police Chief Booker Hodges releasing a statement saying, "I've always advocated for stiffer penalties for these types of offenses," while Eichorn remains in jail.
Eichorn is one of 5 authors of this bill introduced this week that would classify Trump derangement syndrome as a mental illness. And of course, we've seen a lot of Trump supporters use this term to claim that liberals are obsessed with Trump to the point of being mentally ill. And while it's true, a lot of them show major derangement, for one, because they're in a political party that hates the Constitution, hates individual rights, and pretty much hates America, we probably shouldn't forget to talk about Trump deification syndrome, which is also a mental illness that seriously afflicts those on Team MAGA. The bill defines the syndrome as, quote, the acute onset of paranoia in otherwise normal persons that is in reaction to the policies and presidencies of President Donald J. Trump. Symptoms may include Trump-induced general hysteria, which produces an inability to distinguish between legitimate policy differences and signs of psychic pathology in President Donald J. Trump's behavior. Expressions of the syndrome could include intense hostility toward Trump or overt acts of aggression and violence against anyone supporting President Donald J. Trump or anything that symbolizes President Donald J. Trump. As we saw from a couple videos back, the bill garnered national headlines and criticism from the left. State Senate Majority Leader Aaron Murphy called it, quote, possibly the worst bill in Minnesota's history, and said, if it's a joke, it wastes time and trivializes real mental health issues. If it's serious, it's, quote, an affront to free speech and an expression of dangerous levels of loyalty to an authoritarian president.
Tonight, lawmakers on both sides are calling on State Senator Justin Eichorn to step down after police arrested him in an undercover child sex sting.
Bloomington police say Eichorn tried to meet with who he thought was a 16-year-old girl. Fox 9's Mike Manzoni is live at the Hennepin County Detention Center tonight, where Eichorn is in jail currently. And Mike, that senator now faces a felony charge.
Yeah, Randy and Kelsey, prosecutors haven't charged him yet, but police say that will happen soon. And tonight, his own colleagues say he needs to go, and he needs to go now. This is Eichorn's mugshot taken shortly after his arrest yesterday. Bloomington police say the 40-year-old Republican lawmaker talked with an undercover detective who posed as a 16-year-old girl. Investigators say Eichorn arranged to meet with the detective on Normandale Boulevard in Bloomington, and that is when they arrested him. Eichorn, who is married with 4 children, was elected to the Minnesota Senate in 2016. A member of his own party called the allegations, quote, sad and disgusting.
When legislators who are supposed to write the law and uphold the law are caught doing stuff that's evil and egregious, I don't like it, and I call it out, no matter if they have an R after their name or a DFL. Praying for his family, because this is obviously a tough time for them.
And Republican House leaders put out a statement just hours ago saying, quote, given the seriousness of the charges, Senator Eichorn should resign. While he is entitled to due process, we must hold legislators to a higher standard. And the Minnesota DFL also put out a statement earlier saying in part, quote, the facts presented by the Bloomington Police Department make it clear that Senator Eichorn is an immediate danger to the public and must resign immediately. Now, if Eichorn were to resign, it wouldn't cause any major changes or any major shakeup in the Minnesota Senate. That is because Democrats are in the majority there.
Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to our email list on our website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, grab a shirt, but more importantly, understand what's going on in the world of politics and the fact that political parasites, they don't care about you, they never have, and they never will. I'll see you in the next video.